Hello everyone, this is Miss Karen with The Open Book. It's the place where I get to share all of me with all of you. And if you are new to my channel, I want to say welcome, praise the Lord. Now this video will be talking about Season 6, Episode 1 of Mary Mary, which, as you know, recently debuted, I think it was last night, and it is the last season of Mary Mary. Now, I want to say that if you are a Mary Mary fan, then I want you to subscribe to my channel because I will be doing recaps like this throughout the entire season. So absolutely subscribe, comment, rate, like, share, all that good stuff so we can dish about these episodes, because this is going to be a very interesting season considering that it's the last and you have to go out on a bang. Okay, so the season starts out with Tina being in the studio waiting on Warren to come in. They are getting ready to, kind of remix her new song, Too Hard Not To, which I've listened to the song, I've seen the video, and I absolutely love it. And in fact, I did some research, and currently it's #2 on one of these charts, probably a gospel chart or something, but it's trending very well. So that's thumbs up to Tina. Awesome. So, she tries to chastise him a little bit for being late. He was like, honey, I got here when God told me to be here, and because I am anointed and filled with the Holy Spirit, I am right on time. So she starts to sing the song. She is talking to Teddy, her husband, about coming out on tour with her, and Teddy was like, I can't do that because I have my own projects going on, and I just can't. Her response was, well, you're my husband, you need to be there. What Tina's concern is that if she leaves Teddy at home by himself, she is afraid that he's going to end up cheating on her again. Now I'm going to say this, people who cheat are going to cheat. You can watch them, honey, and do everything that you're going to do, but by the time you go to the bathroom and come back, some infidelity can take place. So if she thinks that having Teddy by her side is going to prevent him from cheating, then honey, she is sadly mistaken, because once a dog, always a dog. And I'm going to come back to this whole cheating thing in just a second. So Teddy tells her basically no, he can't do it. They then go on to the next scene where she and Teddy have a new web series called 10 Minutes with Teddy and Tina. And in this series, they are talking about relationships, how to get over difficult times, infidelity, and everything else. They're sitting in their living room recording the episode, and Tina goes on to talk about, how difficult it was for her to deal with her husband's infidelity, and is trying to teach people and counsel people on how to get over it. Or not get over it, but to move on. But Teddy interrupts her and says that while she's telling her side of the story, his version of the story is that he had to forgive his wife for how she responded to the situation. That didn't sit too well with Miss Tina, honey. She didn't like that at all, because in her eyes, she feels vindicated in her feelings in terms of being angry and wanting to kill him and taking a hammer and beating up the car. She feels absolutely vindicated because she feels like the victim. She's like, honey, this happened to me. So how dare you sit there and attempt to tell your side of the story in terms of how you felt about my reactions to what you did. But one thing I'm going to applaud Teddy for is because, one, Tina has been singing this, in the words of Toni Braxton, another sad love song, girl, that sad love song, for what now, for 4 seasons. And I'm like, girl, at some point you are going to have to move on. Either you're going to forgive your husband, which apparently you did because you went out and renewed your vows with him and had a vacation, and you're kissing on him, girl, like you all are in the bedroom, having some very intimate kissing that she has going on. But on the flip side, you want to hold this man's feet to the fire for his infidelity, okay? He is not the first person to cheat. He is not the last person to cheat. And in fact, Erica, alleged last season that Warren cheated on her. And if you saw the episode with on Oprah's show Black Love, he said yes, he did, confirm that he did cheat on her, that the girl actually got pregnant. She felt some type of way about it. She knew that she was wrong, so she ended up having an abortion. And it was very difficult for Erica to move past it, but at some point she moved past it. Her and her husband have rekindled their love for each other and moved on. That ain't the case with Miss Tina. Miss Tina want to drag this man through the mud every single day of his life, and finally he is stepping up and saying, no, you can't do that. I admit that I was wrong. I have apologized. I have asked God for forgiveness. So I'm not going to be held hostage to your insecurities, because that's exactly what it is, an insecurity. I'm not going to be held hostage to that. And just like you were upset with my actions, I was also upset with your actions and how you responded to it. And is he right in feeling that way? Absolutely. I personally think that he's right. And is it about time that he voiced his opinion? Absolutely, because she has made this man look like an absolute martyr. And I don't understand why she keeps doing it. You either are going to forgive this man and continue to grow your relationship and your love for him, or you are going to stop doing so and divorce him and move on with your life. My girlfriend said that my girlfriend and I, we dish about reality shows all the time. It was so funny. She was like, girl, his asses would be glad for her to go back on vacation so that he could pick up, continue what he was doing, because Tina she is over the top. She is melodramatic, honey. She is a witch. And I hate to say that because I love her, but she is a witch. And you take off that W, honey, you add another letter. That's exactly what she is. And if that is not truly who she is, then that is how she is portraying herself on television. So we can only evaluate what you're presenting, and if that's what you're presenting, honey, then that's who you are, because perception is reality. Hello, we all know that. So she was like, girl, he's ready for her ass to go back on tour so that he can do his thing, and so she can, he can get some peace, because I'm sure he hasn't had a moment of peace with this whole situation. So fast forward from that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the next scene was where Warren, is attempting to talk to them about doing another album. I mean, Warren has honestly pulled out every trick in the book, and he cannot get Tina to commit to another album, let alone another song. Now, how hard is it for you as a singer, okay, to sit down with your sister, your Grammy Award winning sister, write a song out, sing it from your heart, make it a beautiful song, and at least get the song out and give the fans what they want. Not only do the fans want the song, Sony, the record label, wants the song as well. So Warren kidnaps them in the car, makes them put the blindfolds on. They're talking about their fabulous lashes and everything. Warren takes them back to his mother's basement, where they had a studio and where it all began 14 years ago. And I thought that was a really touching moment, how sentimental and how beautiful to go back to your roots where it all began, because 15 years ago, nobody ever heard of Mary Mary. It was 14 years ago when they came on the scene through Warren's ability as an amazing producer to put that first album out, and we all fell in love with them. So was it enough to get Tina back in the mood to talking about a song that they were early on working on? No. 5 minutes there, Hayes has to leave. I can't do this right now. She didn't want to accept the fact that there's a line in the song that spoke about, having problems, and, and it was like something like, these are my problems. She was like, no, that's not who I am anymore. I don't want to talk about. She just wants to say like having the problems or whatever, instead of saying mine. And so instead of her sitting down and trying to figure the song out, write it out, revamp it, make it modern and fresh to reflect what you're feeling right now, in less than 5 minutes, she gets her ass up and walks out the door and kills another, what could have been a productive session. And I'm just, my girlfriend, we were texting back and forth, and I'm like, I'm so over her. I'm just so over her, because Tina is presenting herself to be extremely selfish. She doesn't want, if it's not about her, she doesn't care, okay? So she then goes to her mother and tries to get sympathy. Her mom was like, girl, look, I want you to record another album. So, like, get it together. She's like, you're always going, ham and overreacting about everything, not just some things, but everything. You need to give this stuff a rest. Go ahead, put the album out, put a song out, give us a damn song at least, put the damn song out, and move on. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. So her and Erica, also like Warren, has been, thinking of every angle that they could to get them, the two of them back together. So Erica, kidnaps her sister too. She takes them on a little camping trip, and hopefully they can get in the tent and have some sister time, bond, remember the good times, remember the love, remember, just everything that was beautiful between them. Did it work? No, honey. I think probably within 30 minutes or maybe an hour of them being there, they heard a noise, they hightailed it out of there, and, got back in the car and went home. Did I think it was going to work? No, because when you're a diva like that, the best you're going to get is glamping. Okay, you're not going to get a diva out there in the woods and do some regular old-fashioned Girl Scout camping. It's just not going to work, and it did not work. So they were gone. So Warren, I got to powder my nose, trying to make sure that I am not shining. Okay, make sure I'm not shining. Okay. So Warren then gets a call from Sony, and says that Sony received a call from the Minister of Tourism in Israel. And if you know Israel, if you are a Christian, you know that Israel is the Holy Land. It is where it is the Holy Mecca. It is where the Lord himself walked those grounds. And so what better place to go to and to really have a spiritual awakening? Like, oh my God. So he tells them that the Minister of Tourism wants Mary to come out and perform. And he's with his sister Joy, talking to her about it, and she's like, oh my God, this is an amazing opportunity, which it absolutely is. He gets, and I missed the scene, but I'm gonna go back in a second, but he gets them to come to a meeting with Sony to talk about this amazing opportunity. And once again, negative, nasty ass Nelly, oh my God, is saying, no, I need a moment to think about this. I need to internalize this. Like, what is there to think about? It is a free trip to the Holy Land, number one. Number two, quite naturally, you are going to be paid for your services. Number three, you are giving your music. This is what you do. You're musicians. You're supposed to perform. Hello. Number four, it would be an opportunity to write new music and at least be able to perform one new song when you have an audience of that size. Like, these are people on the other side of the world that know about you and care about you and love you. Give the people what they want. And number five, you would be fulfilling a contractual obligation through your record label. So what is the problem? So she was like, no, I need to think about it, and all this old negative stuff. And so she finally says, okay, but begrudgingly. She was, she didn't really want to do it. Where Erica was all over the idea. It was a beautiful idea. But of course, she was like, okay, I guess I do. Like, she had to be dragged into doing this. Like, what was the point of you becoming, a musician, a vocalist, a singer, if you don't want to perform? Hello. That's like somebody being a makeup artist and people call you and say, hey, can you come do my makeup? Oh no, I can't do your makeup. I'm too. Like, what was the point of you choosing that profession if you don't want to do the work? Like, girl, get over yourself. So go back one scene. Erica met up with Sony as well, with Warren, and allowed them to listen to a new song. And I cannot think, I'm gonna have to Google it real fast to see what the name of this new song is. Forgive me. And I knew the name of it before I started this video, but honey, I am very forgetful. So give me one quick second here. It is called Well Done. Praise God. Praise God. So the new song is called Well Done. Now, I have not heard the new song in its entirety. Like, I've heard Tina's song, but just in the little snippet I heard when she was playing it for Sony, I love it. It has, like, kind of like an R&B, an old school R&B sound to it. And it's talking about she wants God to say that she did a job well done, which I think is such a beautiful concept. I cannot wait to see the visual, because the visual truly paints the picture for the music and sets the tone. Kind of like, Tina's song, her video set the tone for her song, which the video was simplistic. It was beautiful. She had two simple looks and a piano, and the breeze blowing through the white curtains. It was almost angelic, which is completely different than the personality she's presenting, but I digress. So Sony was loving the song, and they were, you know, trying to figure out when the song was going to debut. Wonderful. So let's go forward a little bit. It's now Mother's Day. They're having a soiree, and, you know, all the family is invited. They're, you know, talking and you know, breaking bread, which I think is beautiful. The sisters come out and say they have an announcement. They have a surprise. They have a secret. And everybody's like, okay, now what is this secret going on? And so they tell them that they are taking the gig in Israel, which is beautiful. And the best thing is they're going to be able to take the entire family. Like, how awesome and amazing is that? To, especially, you know, because most people, when most people who travel, I travel all the time, but most people who travel would not think of Israel as a travel destination, but they are Christians, and they are devout Christians, and so they understand the connection with the Lord. And so the entire family was absolutely elated to know that they would be going on, you know, this trip to Israel and seeing them perform. Now, will new music come out of this? God only knows, but we can only hope there's something new is coming out of this. And so the entire family was surprised. It was a beautiful moment. They then make their way inside, and they're sitting down, you know, talking on the sofas across from each other. And they, Tina says that she is releasing new music. Erica's like, oh, well, I'm releasing new music too. And they come to find out they are both releasing their songs on the same day. Now, here's what I don't understand. You guys are blood sisters. You are in the same group together, Mary. How is it possible that you guys are so disconnected that the two of you don't even talk enough to know that you're releasing new music on the same day? What kind of crap is that? And so thankfully, Gugu was there, Sister Gugu, and she called them out and was like, you cannot release music on the same day, because you would basically be asking your fan base to choose between one of the Marys. And it's really, you just can't do that. You know, so it would make more sense to release the music possibly within a month of each other, a couple weeks of each other, but to release the music on the same day, like, it's counterproductive, and it's absolutely deplorable. Now, clearly the songs are out. I have not researched it to see if they actually went through with it. And in fact, I don't want to see it to research it, because I want to see, you know, in the show if they actually released it on the same day. But it's like absolutely crazy that Tina is just being so dogmatic about her approach to everything. She isn't giving any concern or recognition or care about anybody but herself. It's all about her. And I want to, you know, say to Tina that God blessed you with an immaculate gift, the ability to sing, the ability to minister. You cannot take that for granted. God gave you that gift, baby, and I used to be able to sing, okay? Now, I would never be able to possibly get a record deal, but I used to be able to sing well enough to be a background singer, and to believe it or not, that was always my dream. I wanted to be a background singer. I never wanted to be out in front on the forefront. I just wanted to sing in the background. But when you don't utilize your gift, God gives it and He takes it away, okay? And so I don't sing as well as I used to, because after high school, I stopped. Now, possibly with some coaching and training or whatever, I could get, you know, halfway back to where I was. But, you know, you either use it or you lose it. And so for Tina to sit there and harbor her gift that God blessed her with for her own selfish reasoning, you are slapping God in the face. And you all know, honey, you don't slap the Lord in the face, honey. You just don't do that. And I'm surprised, because she is a Christian. So why are you acting in such a way that is just extremely distasteful and so disgraceful and so unladylike? Like, this This season is going to be absolutely explosive, and I cannot wait to see what goes down. This is just the first episode, and there is already drama off the bat. I also want to say, I left this out, child. Oh my God. So, in the midst of Warren getting the information about this amazing opportunity from Sony, he also reveals that because Tina won't get together with her sister to record an album, he lost his studio. He lost his studio and it is now on the hunt for a new studio. Like, I'm just flabbergasted because the man has given up so much. He has had a medical setback. He has lost all kind of money. He is indebted to Sony because he took advances from them, which I'm sure both Erica and Tina benefited from, and there is no music being produced, so he is having to pay that money back, and the man ended up losing his studio. So now he is looking at spaces, and he came across a church, which he'll probably use because, honey, where else, what better place to make music than a place where the Lord, has reside and his spirit is still there. But the fact that this man is having to rebuild unnecessarily, girl, child, Tina is going to pay for it. I don't know how, but if she is not already paying for it, she is going to pay for it, because you cannot, treat people this way and expect to get blessings. Well, honey, we are all out of time. Remember, don't forget to subscribe. Please like, comment, share. Let's get talking about this, because we will definitely be talking about all episodes of this last season of Mary Mary. In the meantime, remember to love yourself and each other. Always give more than you receive, and do everything in your power to be the best possible you that you can be. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.